Recording in progress.
Morning, Chairperson and members.
Morning, Mr. Matunzi.
Good morning. How are you, Chair?
I'll try.
Okay. We have members. We can start with the meetings exactly 9 o'clock.
How many are we?
I have 9 members.
Okay. Thanks, members. Good morning, honorable members. Mr. Matunzi, can you share the agenda? If it's possible. Yeah. Okay, thanks, members, and good morning. And the team, we are going to do, thank you. We're going to deal with the two items, item number 3 and 4. The consideration of an adoption of the BRRR report. There were issues that members raised in the last report, and I hope that we've gone through the report and then we'll deal with the minutes, adopting the minutes. Is there any apology, Mr. Matonsi? We agree that it's not going to take time, at least by 9:30 or 9:45 could have concluded this meeting. Mr. Matonsi?
Yes, from my side, the only apology is from Honorable Machi.
Okay, thanks, noted. Apologies noted and approved. Can I proceed to the Honorable Ngobeni?
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, colleagues. No, Chair, I wanted to remind Mr. Matonsi that I did submit to say that should the meeting not finish by 10 o'clock, I will have to jump off because I did have a prior 10 o'clock that I have to enter into straight after this. So I'll be in the meeting, but please accept my apology from 10 o'clock if we're not finished. Thank you.
Okay, noted, Honorable Ngobeni. I think by that time we'll have concluded the meeting. Thanks for that apology. Mr. Matonsi, Mr. Adams, can we proceed? You can lower your hand. Honorable Ngobeni, thank you.
Good morning, colleagues and chairperson and members. Thank you very much. I have gone through the document and made all the editorial changes as recommended. And so now, in the interest of time, we're going to focus on the deliberations, and particularly those deliberations where members had input. So we go to, can I just confirm that we can see the document?
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you. So in terms of recommendations to the deliberations around the Auditor General, there were these additions. That the current IT governance framework at GBW was not fully implementable. And the answer from the AG was that the GBW are busy with the review as part of their modernization initiative. Secondly, that the DHA regulated expenditure is back at 5-year highs of over 600 million per annum. And the answer was that the DHA needs to tighten its internal controls. And then that the register of inspections and enforcement operations was not prepared on a timely basis, which resulted in some of the inspections conducted not being accounted for. And the AG indicated there that adequate internal controls needed to be implemented to ensure that all the valid inspections are recorded sufficiently in line with National Treasury technical indicator descriptions. Then the committee requested the AG to present an updated comprehensive report on the management and finances of the portfolio prior to the 2025 budget. Then going on to the DHA deliberations. The committee noted the lack of senior management present during the oversight of the Tshwane Refugee Center. They were required to address the issues as they were raised, and thus the need for outstanding matters to be reported in writing. The answer was that the Deputy Minister indicated the attendance of the Minister and senior immigration staff at a long-standing United Nations event in Cape Town. And then concerns were expressed of the poor performance in the processing of visa applications. Only 52% of critical skills visa applications within 4 weeks, 61% of business visa applications adjudicated within 8 weeks, and 10% of general work visa applications adjudicated within 8 weeks. And the answer was that all of these have improved to 100% so far in the 2024-25 financial year. And then the next contribution is on the GBW deliberations, where the committee was concerned by the poor maintenance of printers, which resulted in staff sitting idle for protracted periods, bookbinding services being performed manually, and security printing work being outsourced to other service providers. Then the committee was concerned that there was one input there that was removed about the bad relationship between the labor and union and management, and this is the chairperson has recommended that we do a specific report on the oversight report related to the deliberations and the unannounced oversight visit to the GPW, and that we make a comprehensive report and inquiry into this. But it also relates to a recommendation where there is an outstanding recommendation on this matter from previous financial years and going forward. So we'll address that in the recommendations. In terms of the outstanding committee recommendations, these all remain the same. And then the budget recommendations, we added 10.1 there, which is also a long-standing issue raised by the chairperson, that in line with the other security cluster department considerations, the Home Affairs portfolio must be seriously considered to be granted exemption from using CETA for critical ICT services, given the long outstanding delays and downtimes to large-scale service delivery and security functions across the portfolio, in particular the DHA, the GPW, and the BMA. And then going on to there was a request to edit this network improvement project, such as the CSIR trial, should be rolled out to all high volume offices to ensure that the long queues are dealt with, and the branch appointment booking system should be expanded and also include other services to address long queues. So rather than saying that only that trial should continue, rather all network improvement type initiatives, including along the lines of that, should be expanded to particularly places where there's high volume. And in terms of the Border Management Agency, provide a detailed report on the need for legislative changes to improve the functioning of the BMA in the border environment. So there was an input there for the BMA to reconceptualize its legislative framework as it has on-the-ground experience. And then the Electoral Commission, there is need for further voting education for staff, political structures, and voters, in particular the use of voter management devices and 3 ballots in the national and provincial elections. So there was an indication that there should be more specific as to who the education should go to, and that broader education should be, all education should be expanded, including those areas. And then, the IEC should report to the committee on the assessment of the 2024 elections when its report is ready. Bearing in mind that the delays to the outcome of the legal cases that may take very long, the committee is considering legal opinion on the late tabling of the report. So this is, again, feedback from the chairperson there. And then on the government printing works, the GPW, along with the IEC, should report to the committee on the viability of GPW printing for more government departments, as well as a portion of the ballot papers for elections. So the addition there in red of to other government departments as well. The committee received input from both management and unions that it was concerned were affecting the performance of the GPW. These concerns need to be addressed. And then a separate point on consider the need for forensic investigations on the issues discovered by the committee during its oversight, once the committee has been updated on the ministerial review panel. And then just to indicate, there was a recommendation we added on the need for transparency around elections, but this relates to a matter that is sub judice with the IEC, and so making such a recommendation, it was pointed out by members that this could put us into some questionably legal areas, and so we've left that one out and rather just made it that's something that's going to form part of the electoral report once it comes in mind, because there's already a reference there to the legal cases which are raising issues on transparency. But also just that the IEC is mandated to in terms of its vision and mandate to promote transparency. So this is something that we need to consider when we're looking at the report of the IAC. So this is what I have so far, Chairperson. Thank you. Eddie, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. The chairperson is on as well.
All right, thanks, Mr. Adams. Members, this is a report or areas that we thought will consider. Issues were raised, and we, in principle, agreed with the report. Is there any other issue? Then we call for adoption of the report as a reflection of the work that the collective has conducted. Honorable Ngubane, Honorable Kochana.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone, and good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Chair. From my side, Chair, I think the report has been corrected as we've inputted our correction. I'm good with it.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Ngubane. Honorable Kochana.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning to all members. Chair, I don't know if the Mandela report will be separate. We just asked the question about the supplier for the food at the center. I don't know if I maybe missed that there, but that was the only one that I added when we had the meeting in the week. But everything else is, to my knowledge, it's fine. And thank you for the edits, Mr. Matonzi and Mr. Salman.
Okay. Honorable Mtolo.
Thank you, Chair. On my side, Chair, the report, it's good. I think we must adopt the report. Thank you very much, Chair.
Okay.
Chairperson,
Honorable Tejana.
there's a last point there that is made on GPW. I think, yes, I think it might limit what we are saying in terms of in forensic investigation. Point number 10.50 says consider a need for forensic investigation on issues discovered. I think we're broadly saying investigation must happen in terms of the entire institution. I don't think we are limiting ourselves to only what we picked up. I'm not sure if I'm making a proper point, but if you look at what is being said here, it says only on the issues. It limits only to the issues that we identified. So I don't think we must limit ourselves to that. We must just investigate the forensic investigation must be to the entire GPW.
Okay. Let's take it from 10.49. The committee agreed that one, we must invite the panel, the review panel. Two, we must that panel will assist us once we've engaged with it and the Auditor General in relation to outstanding matters for the recommendation. And three, we agreed that we must get a separate report, Mr. Matonzi and Mr. Salmon, on an unannounced visit, issues we've discovered with the community there and the infrastructure involved in the issues, so that is the basis for the committee to consider for investigation of forensic investigation on the what you call the governance of of government printing work. So we must call that on the basis of evidence and the information before the committee. So in other words, that report, the committee must deal with it an input on that unannounced visit and other issues, and we consider to deal with that. Honorable Mthambi?
Thank you, Chair. I think the way you're putting it, it makes sense, because if you just say the entire forensic investigation, because like you have indicated, Chair, out what we have just dealt with, the surprise visit, there has to be a response to that first. That will also determine, that's why the framing to say you consider the investigation on the issues discovered, because if you are to go broad, we must think about the financial implications in the first place, because you need to have clear terms of reference. But the way this 1050 was crafted, I think it was the best one, because you cannot just generally say forensic investigation. What informs that? So I will have aligned myself with the initial crafting of this recommendation, Chair. Also to align myself with what you have been saying. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that will be sufficient. And we must have time frame, Mr. Salmon, on the discussion around what we've discovered at the government printing works. And all members of the committee express concerns around the status there. So in the next, we're going for a recess. We may need to consider to request a meeting. It's clear that yesterday we received a correspondence that during constituency period, we may consider to have a committee meeting. And I want to persuade that we'll have a committee meeting in the recess to deal with the government printing works reports that we're directing you to compile, and including the Lindela matter. Recall that we've requested certain report of the investigation of the our nationals that went out, the cost in relation to what Honorable Kochana has raised. So we must get 2 reports and also invite the panel and the Auditor General in relation to those 2 issues. I think it's sufficient, the report. I consider that Honorable Ngubani was moving for adoption, and Honorable Kochana and Honorable Mtolo were seconding with the amendments that we've considered here and raised by both Honorable Tejana and Honorable Mthambi. Is there any other contrary view?
Chairperson, if I could just respond with your permission to the one issue raised by Honorable Kochana. And just get clarity on the final statement just before we adopt. I just want to make
We've dealt with the
right.
report, Mr. Salma. We've dealt with the report.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. There's no any contrary view. That's the process we've outlined, so there's no any other view that we ought to carry. Thanks, members. We have considered this report. Then we can move to the minutes. Mr. Matonzi?
Okay, Chair. Okay, Chairperson. Madam, are you able to see the minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Chairperson. This is the minutes of the meeting the committee had with the Minister of Home Affairs and the department on the 17th of September, wherein the department and the minister briefed the committee on the white paper on citizenship by immigration and refugee protection. Then the department further briefed the committee on the Vulindlela recommendation. And then there was an update on the marriage bill. And then we also considered the third term program. Then we also adopted minutes on that day of the 10th of September. Those are the members who were present in the meeting. Chairperson, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Matonzi. Thank you, members. Is there any other matter on the report before I call for considering for the adoption? Okay. If there's no any other matter, can I recognize hands for adoption? Honorable Kotana?
Thank you, Chair. I can move to adopt the report. Are we going to deal with the minutes page by page now?
Oh, I thought we've gone through the minutes. That's why I called first for.
Oh, yes, I did go through it, Chair, so I can move for that unless if someone else has a different view, but I have gone through both sets. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Honorable Kungobani, in second.
I second the Honorable Kojana Chair in the move.
Thank you. Seconded. Any contrary view? Okay, the minutes have been considered as a reflection of the meeting on the date that has been identified on the report. Can you move to the last minutes, Mr. Matonda?
Yes, the last minutes, Chairperson, it is where the committee approved the advert to advertise for the political party funding upper limit donation and disclosure threshold. And then we also briefed the committee on the public hearings on the marriage bill, as well as the third term program. Yeah, that's all, Chairperson. It was a short meeting for an hour or so.
Okay, on my side, before we consider for adoption, when is the advert going out for a party political funding? And when is the envisaged closing date?
Yes, the chairperson, the advert is going out today, and then the closing date is 22 November. So everything has been done so far. It has been sent to the newspapers through the service provider. That also includes the immigration bill as well.
Okay. Members, is there any other matter I want to raise before we invite hands for adoption? Okay. Can I invite hands for adoption? Mover for adoption, Honorable Mtolo.
Thank you, Chair. I'm proposing that the committee must adopt the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mtolo. Seconder, Honorable Ngobeni.
Seconded, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Ngobeni. Any contrary review? Thank you. The minutes have been carried as a reflection of the committee discussion on the date referred on the report. Mr. Matons, this is the only items we ought to adopt.
Yes, Chairperson.
Okay. Can you get announcement for the next meeting and the issues we're going to deal with? Mr. Matonzi?
Yeah, Chairperson, we are meeting on Tuesday, the 29th. Fortunately, we got a venue, the Good Hope Chamber. Initially, it was an outside venue. Now we got a Good Hope Chamber. And then the committee is going to be dealing with the multidisciplinary task team that was established within the Department of Home Affairs to implement the Lubisi report. So they are coming to brief us together with the department. And then the other issue is the briefing by the counter-corruption and security services on their work. So we also try to get the department to brief us on the report of the SIU. I shared with the chairperson yesterday that the department said they don't have the report yet. It's still with the SIU. So those are the two items for next week, Chairperson. It will be in Parliament.
Okay. We agreed that we must get a report on the update on the preparation for the public hearings.
Yeah.
So that will be the third item.
Yeah, forgot.
Okay. Is there any other? I see your hand, Mr. Salmon.
I'm covered, Chair.
Okay. Thanks very much, members. So I'll request that you circulate the report as we agreed. Where the meeting members immediately, as per the last meeting directive, we've directed us to meet immediately the following day. We met with the public education unit, Head of the Administration, Dr. Twalo, reflected on the weaknesses we have identified and the issues concerns members raised. We have then agreed that they are going to work to consolidate one report in relation to the public hearing preparations. So they'll bring one report on Tuesday. I'll request Mr. Matonzi that at least by Monday, we must circulate that report to members so that we don't take more time on Tuesday. At least they will input on the issues that we have raised concern and just correct there and there. But and secondly, that we agree that the date must shift from the 8th to that date that was scheduled, and they will propose a date that if they think we can conduct the oversight starting in Gauteng and later in KZN. It will be important that we also consider, Mr. Matonzi, that plan roadmap must include in 2025 in terms of the public hearings, and also include the oral submissions that will be receiving by once the deadline close on the 24th of November on the party political funding and also on the immigration, so that we temper with the program that we've initially adopted, given the time that we're going to engage on matters relating to legislation. You'll also note that we'll be interfacing with the electoral reform panel process. So we need to temper with that. So that report must talk to the issues and roadmap so that we also allow members to prepare. I've raised this matter that members, they will also be engaged on the elections activities, which some have raised in relation to the elections in Tawazimbi. So most of our members will be grounded there if they've interacted with the chair. So we must work the program in a manner that it also give opportunity for honorable members who want to give support to their political parties in Tawazimbi. Then our meeting stand adjourned. Thanks very much for attending this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Chair.
everybody.
Eddie, can we stay on a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just wait for everyone.
Okay. No, I'll just remove them.
Okay.
I don't. This is something. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we even need
Yeah.
Muzi. Unless you can tell us when the presentations are coming, because that's the one.
Yeah, you can take me out, worry not.
Okay. No, see you, Muzi, next time.
Okay, Eddie, you said it's Good Hope Chamber
Recording
next week,
stopped.
Tuesday.
Yeah, but I'll send the notice.
Okay,
And you
not a
said,
problem.
and you
Thank
said